Hello and welcome to a small list of a few tips and tricks you can use in the editor while making your map in Unturned. So, you're making your house in the middle of nowhere, but you need to make a kitchen inside of it. So, you select your counter, put it up against the wall, make sure it's good looking, like that. And then you copy paste and, wait a minute, that doesn't really fit. So, what some persons might do is just do this and just say that's good enough, but there's actually a little thing you can do down here in the snap transform. You can put this to 0.5 and then it snaps in perfectly with the other one. Then when you want to put the second one down, just press Control B, Control N, and it takes the same position as it had before. And there we go. Then you can also go ahead and add fridges and all that. This is also to some other objects such as the small ladders. Like ladder metal small. You see here, it doesn't fit with 0.05. It actually it actually fits with 0.05, not 0.5. And there we go. Then you can make a smaller ladder if you only need to make like a little ladder, let's say on a ship or something you're making it. Instead of having this big ladder here. This is also on the HESCO 1 and 2. Let's put one outside. These are like the military walls made of sand. They're not 0.75, they are 0.25, which makes them line up perfectly. These do not work with 1, as you can see right here. They do not work with 1, and they do not work with 0.5 either. So that's a neat little trick you got there. It's really useful when you're trying to make something really accurate. There's also a few other objects in the game that has these same values, but those are just some of the things that I use the most. So, you have your map here, but you're wondering, hey, I kind of want this map to be Russia-like or Washington-like. How do I do that, though? Well, what you want to do is go ahead and save, and exit, and while you're out in the title screen, you bring in a folder, like this, a file explorer. You should know where your Unturned is, else you can go to your Steam, and go to Unturned, right click, and Properties, Local Files, and Browse Local Files. And here we are. Then what you want to do, double click Maps, find whatever map you want to take the stuff from, let's say Russia. Then you go to Terrain, and you see here, they have the details, maps, materials, details, height, trees, resources, all that good stuff. So what you want to do, drag the, well, of course, you gotta find your own map first. I'll just do this via this time. Can show you where you usually find your game. So it's like whatever folder you have your Steam in, and Steam apps, common, and then you find your Unturned from each down to the bottom. So now you're in this folder and in maps again. So here we have. Then you go to find your map. Let's see, it's right there, random generic map. You go to terrain as well, and you just go ahead and drag this over here, replace. Oh wait, shit. Never mind, you copy and paste. Yeah, don't replace because then you can't play in Russia. That's not the best idea. So copy paste and replace as well. Go do that with that as well. And the heights, why not? Get that as well. So once you've made sure that you got everything over there, you go into the workshop again, find your map, and when you join again, you should have some materials you want to bake, and Yeah, the materials seem to be a bit screwed up right now. There seems to be farm everywhere for some reason. Don't ask me why. They might have messed a bit with that, but you can always change that. So if we put down to 120, do the farm, manually paint it. No chance of that. Make the chance of overgrowth go up, and that should just fix the worst of it. There we go. You can always go ahead and here we go. Of course, you want to fix the sand as well. May that be at 0 and 100. There we go. Now you're over at Russia, as you can see. It's not perfect. It still needs to be dirt around these houses here. Like this should do it. No. Oh yes, it's the foundation. You need to put this as foundation, and grass should not be foundation. There we go. And now you have your Russia set up. So on to the next one. Making some things seem blown up or broken can seem a bit tricky sometimes, but it's good to get a building which is one color. So getting an apartment, for example, that's not gonna be with your favor, because the apartment can have multiple different colors. So if you do that, it will look stupid, trust me. So here we have a bank. Now this doesn't look too bad by itself, but maybe a little bit hard to imagine that happening. So if you don't know, there's this item called debris. This is a really useful item. Basically a lot of rubble. Just, yeah. There's also 4 of these: a burnt debris, a normal debris, this one. Usually we only have the normal one, but now we also have the big one and the burned ones as well. It's the 3 and 4 for if you like want to make a area that's been burned down. And there's also the Hawaii ones, which is just like a sort of arrangement of a specialized version of them. They can be useful. They're like some stuff that sit down, and then the rocks here itself, if you want to really go in detail, you can really go in detail. But adding these around the place, well, it takes a while, but it's really worth it. Another thing you can do is use the scaling tool on them, and then make them a bit shorter to like make a ground foundation for your thing. And there we go. It already looks a whole lot better. Nice. Another real quick note is to make them a little bit down the ground like this. There we go. Now it looks a lot better. If you're wondering how to add item spawns to your map quickly without going to the spawns, items, and then making whatever, then having to add all the tiers to it, all the IDs, all the spawn rates, there's a really easy alternative, and that is using hang on a sec, let me just find the guide. There we go. Yes, using this Steam guide right here. I love using this one for my own maps. It has all the spawns from Russia, Germany, Hawaii, Washington, Yukon, PEI, yeah, that's all the official maps that is right now. So you might be wondering, Kitchen 387, what does that mean? Well, let's go ahead and find a suitable table. Here, military low, 550. So you see it says 550 right there. Let's go ahead and put this away for now. So we have our Uba Wolf spawn right here. And then the spawn ID is basically what 550 was. So if we put 550 here, like this, and we can place some of these down. Then once we put down a player marker, Remember to save the map, of course. Also, the reason that the height was screwed up is because I didn't have the height over as well, so that makes sense. Find our map, random generic map, go load into it, get lucky, and here we have some military bottoms right here. So this is straight from the Russia spawns, straight into this crate. We got lucky that it actually spawned something this time, because then it would seem really awkward for me. But here we are. And that's how you add spawns in the easiest way to your map. Another thing you may never forget is the lighting. It's really important because it really sets the mood of your map. You could make a totally weird map with this as well, so be careful how you choose to do it. You see right here the water. Let's say that the water here is really greasy and bad. So what we do is put the we gotta go to midday first. We put the amount of green stuff in the water up like that. Ew, really nasty. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to swim in that. Definitely not. We can put it even more up. There we go. So there's a bunch of algae in it. We can also make the sky seem, I don't know, pink. Let's do that. Why not? You can have the sky be pink. And let's have the ambience is not really that noticeable. It's like just how the mood is, how the lighting is on the grass. Let's go ahead and do all kinds of weird stuff with that as well. And the clouds is the color of the clouds of the sky, so we can make them completely red or just black like coal. The rays is the rays that the sun emits. So if you want to like make them radioactive, I don't know, if we do that. Particle lightning is what's coming out of the sun. So if we put that to be completely, oh no, particle lightning is something else. Don't really remember that is, so it's not really that important. And if you make everything completely dark, it will look really funny. Let's try and do that. That is basically just how night is made. Just make everything dark. Except light is kind of shining. And yes, here we go. Now there is no light on our map. Let's just not do that real quick. Just exit without saving. Then we can load back. Run a generic map, and it's saved from the last spot. So if you really did something really bad, you can always do that as a last measure. Okay, let's say that you have your beautiful, beautiful town right here, and let's say it took me like 3 hours to make this one, even though it's more like 3 seconds. And you're like, hang on a second, let me just move this a little bit, like this. Oh no, I put it all in the water. What do I do now? If I put it over here, it will never line up properly, and hang on. Oh, I absolutely accidentally deleted that very obviously. What am I gonna do? Oh no, well, there's this thing called control set, which will probably help you in a lot of cases. But do be note that this thing is not 100% reliable. So if you like screw up a bunch of times in a row, like it just there, it will probably not save. So try not to be as clumsy as I was and just like do it all over the place like that, because that won't get you far, as you can see. Let's get rid of this stupid town. Well, anyways, I think that's pretty much it I had for you today. Just wanted to show you a quick couple of tips that you can use whenever you're making a map in the editor. I always use these whenever I'm making maps on my streams. Which, by the way, we had 100 subscribers and 100 followers on Twitch the same day. That's pretty awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And well, that's all I can say. Thank you for tuning in.